Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Anti-Pharmacist podcast. Before we start, please help me to say the devil is a liar. Please help me repeat it once again. The devil is a liar. Because this episode, if not that I am very determined, I wouldn't even have uploaded it because I recorded like 2 times and I couldn't use the recordings. Yes, I recorded one long episode, it got to the period of editing. It was nowhere to be found. I recorded another one only to discover that the sound was all wrong, loud in some areas, low in some areas. My enemy was frustrated, honestly. If not that I am determined that this episode will get out today. Honestly, I should have abandoned it. But I've promised you guys that I'm back and I'm fully back. So I will not let anything debar me. I will not let anything hold me back. Which is why this episode is airing this late. But then, it's still Friday, right? So, TGIF guys. And I say welcome to another episode of the Anti-Pharmacist podcast, okay? This is actually the first TGIF episode of a new season after a long break. So I was determined that I will not miss it. No way. I have to upload, and bring this episode to you guys. Besides, I have an interesting topic to discuss, so I couldn't wait. It couldn't wait. But before I start, I just want to reiterate that I'm sorry for the long break and I'm back now. I have briefed you guys about the reasons for the long break last episode. But for those who haven't listened to that, let me just say that although I planned a short break, it became a long one due to unforeseen circumstances, all of which are in the past now. But then, I'm just grateful to be back and want to promise you that I will continue to do my best in bringing you useful, educative information about your medications, your health, and general well-being. So, I welcome you once again to this episode. Like I said earlier, today's topic is quite interesting because it affects almost everybody. How am I sure about this, you may ask? It is because at one point or the other, we all experience fatigue and we seek for things that could help us boost our energy as fast as possible. These are the times that we turn to substances in forms of drinks called energy drinks. Energy drinks have become a phenomenon. Some people cannot do anything productive until they have downed a bottle or 2 of energy drinks. There are many popular brands around as far as I know, and they are everywhere with no restrictions on their sales or consumption. Few people even care to know the content of these energy drinks as long as they get the desired result, which is the energy boost. But what about the undesired results? That is why this episode will examine the pros and cons of taking energy drinks. Then I'll leave you to be the judge of whether you should be taking it or not. That being said, let's get right into it. Let me start by defining what these energy drinks are. They are a type of beverage that mostly contain caffeine and other dietary supplements. Not all of them contain dietary supplements anyway, but they do not contain any alcohol in the ingredients. And there are many products in this category, popular brands that are named, funny names even sometimes. And their claims is that they help in boosting energy, stamina, sports performance, and concentration amongst individuals, okay? And they are marketed in this regard. Energy drinks have been around since the 1950s, and they come in different types. Some come as energy shots, some are fruit-based, some are the regular ones that are not fruit-based, some are marketed as sugar-free, and others are plant-based. They are called low-calorie instant energy drink that can be consumed in a single sip or bottle just for the purpose of boosting energy. They contain many ingredients like caffeine, guarana, which is another natural source of caffeine, ginseng, which is an energy booster, yerba mate, acai berry, ginkgo biloba, a memory enhancer, methylxanthines, sugar, glucuronolactone, taurine, which is an amino acid, maltodextrin, another form of sugar, then B vitamins like vitamin B2 riboflavin, vitamin B3 niacin, B6 which is pyridoxine, B8 inositol, and B12 cyanocobalamin. There's also vitamin C and D in the mix. There's calcium, iron, chromium, zinc, manganese, molybdenum. There are artificial sweeteners like sucralose and aspartame. So those are the contents of energy drinks. And these contents are generally divided into 4 categories. We have the natural extracts, that's the yerba mate, the guarana, the caffeine, the ginseng, the ginkgo that I have talked about. Then we have the macronutrients, which are the carbohydrates and the proteins. For the carbohydrates, your maltodextrin, the protein, taurine, which is an amino acid. Then we have micronutrients, which are the vitamins and minerals that I've mentioned. And lastly, the artificial sweeteners, your aspartame and sucralose. Alright, those are the 4 categories of ingredients that are usually present in energy drinks. It's not like they are without their benefit too, because they are marketed for this purpose, right? So what are the benefits of taking energy drinks? They are: 1, improved physical performance. Another is improved mood and attitude, improved concentration and memory. They are a good source of vitamin B. Vitamin B is necessary for bodily functions and nerve function. Then weight loss also have been reported. Why? Because they are supposed to be stimulants, right? And this increases your metabolism in a way and helps you burn fat. At least that's the logic behind the weight loss that I know, okay? But despite these benefits, they are not without their negative effects. I mentioned pros and cons, right? So we'll get to the pros in a bit. But before that, did you know that energy drinks originated from Japan? Well, there's a brief story to it. Let me just say it. Okay, after the Second World War, people started getting dependent on amphetamines. Amphetamines are a kind of stimulant. It releases dopamine. It causes euphoria in people, gives them that good feeling, stimulates them. And the government of Japan at the time noticed that it was causing menace in the society. People were getting dependent on it, so they kind of exerted a ban on it. Okay, and once they implemented this legislation, there was a clamor for a substitute, right? People were restless and all of that. So a Japanese company called Taisho came up with a product called Lipovitan D. It was a legal stimulant tonic that was packaged in mini bar-sized bottles, and they were marketed as vitamins that contain extra caffeine. So they were extra caffeinated vitamins. Before you know it, businessmen started pushing for it, sales started coming, and that was how energy drinks spread all over the world, to the US, to Europe, and even to Nigeria, all over. Now there are energy drinks in every store you enter, and they are marketed, they started marketing them for athletes at first. They are the ones that need energy and all of that. But then recently it's been noticed that they are shifting from athletes, sports people, to young people and adolescents. That is where the problem comes in. These drinks should not be marketed for adolescents at all, for kids, no. And the sad thing is that there's no legislation for the distribution of energy drinks. There's no legislation for its consumption. Even its content is not regulated by the FDA. So I mentioned that there are disadvantages to consuming energy drinks, right? So let's examine these adverse effects. But before I go into them, let me let you know that these effects are mostly attributed to 2 culprit ingredients, the caffeine and the sugar. Alright, these 2 are responsible for majority of the adverse effects that those that consume energy drinks present with. Okay, the thing is, the FDA recommended daily average of sugar is 50 grams. That is about 12 teaspoons, including both added and naturally occurring sugars. And remember that carbohydrates end up as sugar in your body, so take this into consideration when you want to plan your meals and take your drinks. Also, for caffeine, the recommended daily average is 400 milligrams. Remember also that caffeine is not only present in energy drinks, but also in your coffee, your chocolate, some teas, and also your so-called soft drinks and beverages. So do the maths. The fact that these figures are called daily averages does not mean that they should be taken every single day. I hope you know that. Fun facts. Did you know that sports drinks are different from energy drinks? Yes, sports drinks are different from energy drinks because majorly sports drinks only contain electrolytes and maybe some vitamins, but they do not contain caffeine. That energy is majorly supplied by caffeine and sugars. Okay, sports drink contain majorly electrolytes and some sugars, so they are not the same thing. Another thing that you should note is that mixing energy drinks and alcohol is a no-no. Okay, it is not advisable at all. You might think that you are diluting the alcohol by mixing energy drink with it, but you are doing yourself more harm than good. Why? Because you are reducing your body sensitivity to the alcohol, therefore putting yourself in danger of consuming too much of it, because the invigorating effect of the caffeine can mask the intoxicating effect of the alcohol. And there's such a thing as alcohol toxicity, so you better be careful. If you didn't know before, now you know. Also, mixing caffeinated drinks with your medication is not advisable. I've mentioned it before on this podcast on previous episodes that you should not use anything other than water to take your medication because, well, water is inert, it is neutral, it will not react with your medication in any way. But using energy drink is not advisable because it contains a lot of things. I've mentioned a lot of substances that are present in energy drinks, and this could react with your medications. That's one. I've talked about food-drug interaction. I've talked about drug-drug interaction on this podcast. So you should not be mixing energy drinks with your medication, especially medications like your anti-anxiety, your antidepressants, and even blood thinners. No. Now, going to the adverse effect proper. The untoward effects caused by energy drinks span different systems in the body, from the cardiovascular system to the renal system to the gastrointestinal system, even to your brain, the nervous system. They have effects on all of these systems and even your organs, okay? The cardiovascular effects include high blood pressure because they increase both diastolic and systolic pressure, okay? They can cause tachycardia too, which is increased heart rate, okay? So it's not advisable for you to consume too much of energy drinks. If you consume them at all, please, not in excess and not every day. Okay, from that to the nervous system, consumption of energy drinks could result to restlessness, agitation, jitteriness, even muscle twitching. Another adverse effect that consumption of energy drinks could cause are psychological effects like depression, anxiety, hallucinations. It has been reported that overconsumption of caffeine leading to caffeine toxicity has caused hallucinations in some people, which could lead to psychosis, seeing things that are not there and all of that. It could also cause headaches and epileptic seizures, even ischemic stroke. That's another effect of energy drinks. Then sleeplessness, insomnia has also been reported to be caused by energy drinks. This actress that acted 50 Shades of Grey, Dakota Johnson, in an interview, she actually owned up to the fact that for her directorial debut, she had to take a lot of energy drinks just to stay awake. And after she was done with the project, she could not sleep for days. She had chronic insomnia. She had to seek help. That is how bad energy drinks could affect you if care is not taken. Then there's gastrointestinal effects. There's diarrhea. There are renal effects, your kidneys, because caffeine itself, like I told you, is the major ingredient of these energy drinks, as well as sugar, of course. But caffeine is a diuretic. It causes your kidney to lose a lot of water, okay? And that way, it could put a stress on your kidney. Now, considering other things that are also in the energy drinks, it will be a lot of stress, your kidney filtering them and all of that. It could cause renal failure acute kidney injury could result. Also, there's the dental effect. Of course, I've told you one of the culprits is sugar. Sugar could cause tooth decay when you consume too much of it. That is the dental effect. Then obesity. Of course, sugars also cause obesity. Causes reduced sensitivity to insulin in your body, leading to diabetes, okay? And your body would have a lot of fat storage, leading to obesity. And the big C, which is cancer. Caffeine and sugars, and in these energy drinks have been implicated as risk factors in some types of cancer, like breast cancer, hepatobiliary cancer, and the likes. Of course, last but not the least, there's caffeine toxicity. Taking too much of caffeine, I've told you, could lead to hallucination. So you just have to be careful in your consumption of energy drinks. Am I telling you not to take energy drinks anymore? No. I'm just bringing to your attention what you should pay attention to while consuming these products. There's currently no regulation as regards the amount of all the substances I've mentioned earlier that should be in all these commonly marketed energy drinks. Therefore, the responsibility is on you to watch what you consume and how you consume them. And it is my responsibility to bring it to your notice, which is what I am doing right now. Like I said, energy drinks are being marketed for kids and adolescents now. And they are the number one category of people that should not be taking energy drinks. Because, hello, kids have enough energy for multiple people. A child could have energy for like 2 people, playing around and all of that. They don't need extra boost. They already stimulated people. Do you understand? So they should not be taking this, okay? Too much sugar, too much caffeine is not good for them. Also, pregnant women have no business taking caffeinated drinks. Not to talk of energy drinks. Why? Because just as it is bad for kids, it is bad for the fetus in the pregnant woman's belly. And this woman passes whatever she takes in to the fetus through the placenta. And this could affect the development of the child. You get me? Yes. Another category of people that should not be taking energy drinks are people that have chronic health conditions. Is it diabetes? Is it high blood pressure? You should not even be considering taking energy drinks. You don't need them, okay? Just focus on getting better. Focus on taking your medications and not on taking energy drinks. They are not for you. They are alternative sources of energy that you could use and that will benefit you, that will not harm you as energy drinks would. Number 1 is coffee. Yes, you might be wondering, maybe coffee also contains caffeine. Yes, I know. But the caffeine in coffee is not added. Do you understand? It's a natural one, and you shouldn't be taking coffee every day either. Do you understand? Just a little cup of coffee every now and then will be it. And coffee has been shown to have antioxidant and cardioprotective, properties. So it is fine. It even protects against some forms of cancer, okay? But not every day. Everything should be in moderation. Emphasis on moderation. Another alternate source of energy is black tea. Okay, it's a good source of caffeine. The caffeine in there is about 45 milligrams, which is less than 1/8 of the recommended daily average. So it is safe, right? Also, green tea is another form of energy boost that is not an energy drink. That will be good for you. Okay, then there's kombucha. That's a fermented type of black tea, which also contains probiotics. So it acts as antioxidant, also improves gut health. So it's good for you. Okay, you could take that as well. Then coconut water is another energy booster. Yes, going to the beach and drinking coconut water, people just take it for fun. Well, now you know that it's a good energy booster as well. So you can have all the energy to run around at the beach or even in your house. You could have coconut water. It's a good source of energy. All right. So these are alternate sources of energy boosts that are not energy drinks. Consider them, all right? Then you could take sports drink, but it's not compulsory. If you are not an athlete, I don't think you need sports drink. Anyways, like I said, they really contain electrolytes and some sugars. But why not consider more natural ways of boosting your energy instead of all this? I'm not saying you should not take them on, but just in moderation. Everything is moderation, guys. The only things that you can't take too moderately are the ones I'm going to discuss now. These ones, you can take them more than moderately, if you understand what I mean, okay? The number 1 is drinking water. We can never overemphasize how important water is. Drink enough water. Either it is cold season or dry season. Drink water. Carry a water bottle around with you everywhere. Water is a very good source of energy anytime, any day. Sometimes, even when you're fasting and you're drinking water, you don't even feel like you're fasting because you are still supplying your body with something. Water is part of the classes of food. So please drink water, it gives you energy. Another one is eating a balanced diet. A balanced diet will do you a lot of good, one containing lean proteins with the right quantity of carbohydrates, vitamins, vegetables. It helps a lot to eat balanced diet. When you eat well, even your body will thank you for it. You see that you're energized. Don't starve yourself, okay? Eat well. Another thing is sleep. We can never overemphasize the importance of sleep as well. The funny thing is that these energy drinks, like I told you, they cause insomnia. So at the end of the day, you'll be feeling more tired when you're supposed to be energized. Sleep well, okay? Have your minimum hours of sleep, which I've told you should be 7 to 8 hours. When you wake up, you will feel refreshed, you feel energized for the task of the day or of whenever you need it, okay? And lastly, exercise. Guys, you need to exercise. Stay active. Do not be sedentary. Don't be on one spot. Doing nothing even makes you more tired. When you exercise, your cells are in that active state. They gain more energy. Your muscles gain more energy. They consume the glucose in your body. You lose weight. You feel lighter on your feet. You are just generally active and energetic when you exercise. So these are the combos that you should really use in your daily life to always have energy. When you eat well, you sleep well, you drink water, you exercise, you will not even need to take energy drink because you have that source of energy naturally. Okay? So guys, that is what I have for you on today's episode. I know I've talked a lot, and I hope that you got at least something from what I've said. So the case of energy drinks is not in the instant glorification of, I want to have energy right now. Instead, look at the long term. Train your body, to do all these activities that will help you always have that supply of energy naturally instead of downing whatever. And the next time you are going to a shop to buy energy drink, please check the content. Be sure that the caffeine in there, the sugar and the other ingredients are within the recommended daily average because like I told you, they are not regulated. And please keep these energy drinks away from children and other people who do not need or who should not be taking them. On that note, I say thank you for listening to me up to this point. I've really missed talking for this long actually. And have I told you that there's a new feature on Spotify right now which allows me to reply to your comments? How cool is that? I've always not liked it that I wasn't able to reply to your comments. All I could do was just pin them for others to see or even like them. But now I could reply to your comments like this as fast, and I'm really happy about that. So I hope that you hit me with your comments. You could even ask your questions there. I'll be sure to reply you. Be sure of that, okay? Of course, you can still connect with me on my socials, okay? On IG, Antipharmacist Podcast, on X, Farm Podcaster, on LinkedIn, as Bemisola Adebisi just said, even on Facebook, Bemisola Adebisi just said. Very soon, we'll be coming to YouTube, okay? That reminds me, Google Podcast is no longer in service. Now it is YouTube Music. You'll catch Antipharmacist Podcast on YouTube Music. Trust me. Please, guys, continue to like, to share, to subscribe, and support this podcast. I also need your comments, like I always say. They're a good source of feedback for me. Thank you so much for staying with me up to this point. I'll be coming to TikTok soon too. Let me just be taking it small, okay? One step at a time. Alright? Till everything just, becomes perfect. Thank you so much, so much for your support. Thank you once again. And you can still reach me up on my email, lest I forget, antipharmacistpodcast@gmail.com. Yes, so enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you on Monday. Till then, stay healthy and God bless you.